It's 11 p.m. You've got an exam tomorrow. Your brain feels like mush, and you're staring at the same paragraph you've been reading for the past 20 minutes. Yeah, I've been there too. Here's the thing though. I used to think I just wasn't disciplined enough, that successful students had some secret superpower I didn't have. But then I figured out something that changed everything. You don't need more energy to study effectively. You need a system that works even when you're running on fumes. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. Look, I'm not going to tell you to wake up at 5 a.m. or take cold showers or whatever. This isn't about being superhuman. This is about being real, about having a study routine that actually fits into your messy, exhausting, overscheduled life. Because here's what nobody tells you. The best students aren't the ones who never get tired. So let's break down what actually works. First, we need to talk about what's actually happening when you're tired. Your brain isn't broken, it's just in low power mode. Like when your phone hits 10% battery and starts shutting down background apps. Your brain does the same thing. It cuts out all the extra stuff and focuses on survival mode, which means complex thinking, hard. Deep focus, nearly impossible. Memorizing 47 biology terms? Yeah, good luck. But here's the secret. You can still learn when you're tired. You just can't learn the same way. Think about it. Have you ever scrolled TikTok for an hour when you were exhausted? Because your brain can still process information when it's easy and engaging. So the goal isn't to push through the tiredness like some kind of academic warrior. The goal is to make studying so stupidly simple that your tired brain can actually handle it. And that starts with something I call lowering the activation energy. Activation energy is just a fancy way of saying how hard is it to start. When you're tired, even thinking about studying feels like climbing a mountain. So we're going to turn that mountain into a sidewalk. Step 1, make it micro. Forget studying for an hour. Forget even 30 minutes. We're talking 5 minutes. Literally set a timer for 5 minutes and tell yourself, I'm just going to do this one tiny thing. Maybe it's reading one page, reviewing 5 flashcards, watching one short video on the topic. That's it. Because here's what happens. Once you start, your brain wakes up a little, and a lot of the time you'll keep going past those 5 minutes. But even if you don't, you still did something, and that's infinitely better than nothing. Step 2, remove every single obstacle. I'm serious. Have your notes already open. Have your laptop already on the right page. Have your flashcards already on your desk. When you're tired, even small friction kills momentum, so eliminate it. Make it so easy to start that you'd feel silly not doing it. I literally put my textbook on my pillow sometimes, so when I go to bed, I have to move it, and once it's in my hands, I might as well skim a page, right? Sounds dumb, works incredibly well. Okay, so you've started, but how do you actually retain information when your brain feels like it's buffering every 2 seconds? This next part is crucial. I call this active laziness. You're going to study, but in the laziest way possible that still works. Technique 1. Talk out loud like you're teaching a 10-year-old. Don't just read, don't just highlight, explain it out loud in the simplest terms you can. Okay, so photosynthesis is basically just plants eating sunlight for breakfast. Sounds ridiculous? That's the point. When you're tired, your brain loves simple. And when you're forced to explain something simply, you actually understand it better. Plus, talking keeps you awake. Win-win. Technique 2. Use the stupid questions method. Ask yourself the dumbest, most obvious questions about the material. Why does this even matter? What would happen if this didn't exist? How would I explain this to my little cousin? These questions force your brain to engage without needing crazy brain power. And they make the information stick because you're connecting it to something real. Technique 3, the 10-minute switch. Don't study one subject for an hour. Your tired brain will check out. Instead, study one thing for 10 minutes, then switch. Math for 10, history for 10. Back to math. It's like changing the channel before your brain gets bored. Keeps things fresh, keeps you awake. And honestly, you'll remember more because your brain gets little breaks without actually stopping. Now let's talk about studying at night specifically, because that's when most of us are the most tired. Rule 1, accept that you won't be perfect. Seriously, let it go. You're not going to have your best study session at 10 p.m. after a full day of classes, work, and life, and that's okay. The goal is progress, not perfection. Rule 2. Focus on review, not new material. Learning something brand new when you're exhausted? Recipe for frustration. Instead, use tired time for review. Go over stuff you've already learned. Skim your notes. Do practice problems you've done before. Your tired brain is actually good at this. It's pattern recognition. It's familiar. It's low effort. Rule 3. Use your environment. Dim the lights a little so you're not blasted with brightness, but not so much that you fall asleep. Put on lo-fi music or brown noise. Sit at a desk, not in bed. Small changes, big difference. And here's a pro tip. Keep a glass of cold water next to you. Every time you feel yourself zoning out, take a sip. The cold wakes you up just enough to keep going. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. Some days you're just too tired, and that's human. If you've been running on 4 hours of sleep for 3 days straight, your brain needs rest more than it needs another study session. And pushing through that isn't discipline, it's self-destruction. So here's the deal. Try the 5-minute rule. If after 5 minutes you genuinely can't focus, you're not lazy, you're burnt out. And the best thing you can do is sleep. But most of the time, you'll surprise yourself. Those 5 minutes turn into 10, then 20, and suddenly you've gotten more done than you thought possible because you worked with your energy, not against it. So here's your challenge. Tonight, try the 5-minute rule. Pick one tiny thing. Lower the activation energy. Make it so simple your tired brain can't say no. And then just see what happens. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a productivity machine. You just have to show up, even in the smallest way, because that's what actually separates the people who succeed from the people who burn out. Consistency, not intensity. You've got this. And honestly, I'm rooting for you. Now go get after it, even if getting after it means 5 sleepy minutes with a textbook. Let's level up together. Try this tonight. You'll thank yourself tomorrow.